Well, Rob, European action returns to Sandy Park for second season. Prato this weekend, your thoughts ahead of it all?
A little bit worried, if I'm honest with you. A little bit nervous about it because, primarily because I think we've kind of set ourselves up for a difficult game. You know, we've gone to Perpignan and played very well, albeit frustrated in the end a little bit. Claimed what will hopefully be a very valuable bonus point. Stopped Perpignan getting a try scoring bonus point. So all in all, prior to the game, you probably got to say a very good result. So that makes one thing happen now. It makes this game very important that we get a good result. Prato losing at home quite heavily to Newport means they're going to come here and they've only got one target really, which is to get points on the board. It doesn't matter how they do it, they've just got to come in and they've got to fight for their lives and get something, and that makes it a tough game for us. It means mentally we have to be very, very strong. If we rest on our laurels from last week, then it'll be a very difficult day for us. So that always worries you a little bit as a coach, but I think if mentally we turn up, I think then we'll be fine. I mean, it'll be a tough game of rugby, no doubt, but I think we'll be fine if we get it right up top.
Speaking to the boys, don't know a huge amount about Prato, but again, that's a danger for you that you don't know too much about them. But you can focus on yourself. So. Yeah,
we focus on ourselves the majority of the week, but we got hold of some video late last night, so coach staff we had a good look at that. The boys have had a good look at it this morning, and we feel comfortable with what we've seen because I think we've prepared in the right way. The things we've been looking at will work and will come off. So with that, we're happy with that side of things. But again, as you say, they're a team who just kind of want to get out there and play rugby and get into you, and so that makes them a little bit dangerous. But at the same time, we've got to back ourselves. We're a good side. We get great home support. We're very, we're very consistent at home. We tend to perform well, and we've got to use that to back us that we'll get a result here and we'll keep the Amlin CUp alive for ourselves.
When you look back at Perpignan, so close but yet so far in some respects, isn't it? And it's been like that the last few weeks.
Yeah,
not too far away.
Yeah, and I think that's why I think the overrider feeling with the players is frustration, and it's not disappointment or downheartedness or they're starting to feel beaten by things. They're just a bit frustrated. They know how close we are, and they're just desperate to make it happen. And sometimes it can be that desperation, that frustration that causes you the problems. It feels like we're kind of sometimes hitting a bit of an invisible wall on the try line a little bit. We're doing everything but get over there. In the Perpignan game, we made a fantastic break with some good work with Phil Dolman and Simon Orcott, and then we played a couple of phases, bang, we're on the opposition 2 metres out. James Phillips picks, and it almost looks impossible how he doesn't quite squeeze the ball over the line, and then we play and we get some tempo, and boom, all of a sudden there's a little knock on and game's gone from you. And like I say, it feels like we're almost hitting an invisible wall at the minute, and I think that's what makes me real comfortable that'll just break. And it's like anything, when it breaks then we'll really see something, because the rest of our game is holding up really well. And if you can keep getting into the opposition 22 as regularly as we are, you're a good side. As I say, what we have to do though, we do have to break through that, like I say, break through that glass wall and make sure the tries start going in.
You've made a few changes to the side from last weekend, a few faces coming in particular Jack Knoll at fullback, and a first ever appearance for Luke Cowan-Dickey in the first team squad. A sign that the academy's working properly.
Yeah, I mean, we're big believers here at the minute that if you're good enough, you're old enough. And I think these boys have come through some tough A games for us. We've seen some of them in LV games, and we have to develop them if they deserve it. And we think these guys deserve it, so they're getting their chances. It'll be tough for them. Full-back in particular is a bit of an isolated position, and that puts a bit of pressure on Jack. But we're confident he can take it. Luke, he'll get some time off the bench, playing very well in a couple of A games. We see him as a real talent. And we've got to invest in these guys, but at the same time, they're there because they're good enough. It's not because of any other particular reasons. They deserve their opportunities with the way they've played, and we're very consistent with that in the way we select teams. We're very confident it's a very strong side and a team that will do the business, but they're going to have to play well. And I think that's the overriding message. We're going to have to go out here and outwork Prato, which is something we should pride ourselves on, and we're going to have to add some quality play. And I don't really care how long it takes, as long as we get a good result here, I'll be happy. You're
talking about the A games, and it's been a great start to the season for the A side. Another win on Monday night up at Gloucester. Those guys are really pushing, and it's giving you plenty of food for thought, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and I think the best thing is that we've got a group of players who are regularly playing. I think we've had 3 A games on the bounce now. 6 games in the last 3 weeks means everybody's played plenty of rugby. Prior to that there was the LV game, so you know, it's not like we've got a group of players walking around here and there's only one of them who's massively frustrated with the amount of rugby they're getting, which is good, it's what you need. But as you say, it also means that we can keep our thumb on who's on form, you know, who deserves the opportunities, who's playing well, and that's an individual challenge for the players this week. You know, we've said to them this is a big game for the club if we want to keep our Amlin hopes alive. And we've got 2 massive Premiership games coming up in the next couple of weeks, so you know, if you want to be involved in those kind of games you have to play very well, and that's a nice challenge for them as individuals as well as a team.
Is it vital to take some kind of performance into Sale next week as well?
Not necessarily. You know, I think competition, you know, you chop and change from competition to competition pretty regularly and you get used to that. To me, the importance of Saturday is I want to be going well in the Amlin. I want a lot of tough games ahead of us that really mean something. I think last season, you know, the boys were ultimately pretty frustrated that we didn't go on to the final stages of the Cup competition last year. You know, particularly after going to Burgoyne and winning well, and you know, picking up some decent results along the way, and then to be in the lead of the deciding match, you know, at Montpellier so late in the game, and to lose it so late on, I think was frustrating for the boys, and I think they want to put that right. And to put that right, we have to perform here on Saturday.
You talked last season about the trips to Bourgoin and Montpellier really bringing the side. Similar feeling last week, I'd imagine, in Perpignan, getting the guys together away for a few days.
Definitely, and I think again, you know, it's a nice learning process for us. I mean, it probably showed us that, you know, if you turn up and you're in the right frame of mind and you're well prepared and you play like something really means something to you, you can achieve good results. And as I say, you know, ultimately we came up short. If we'd have squeezed that try over, who knows? You know, with that would probably have been the result of the round. And not many people are talking about the fact that we got so close. But you have to win. You have to see the games out, and you know, that's what we're having to do. You know, we're going through a bit of a process now where we're not quite seeing things off. That'll come. I'm very confident with that. That comes a bit with experience, but it also comes with understanding what experience means. And experience isn't, oh, I've played in a game, so I'm quite good. Experience means, you know, why was that good? What did I do well? I've got to make sure I do that again. You know, and that's what we're going to try and hammer home with the players over the rest of the season.
Thanks, Rob.